Yeah, I got the power. I know the powers that be.
Weighing at 214 pounds, Long Island IZ, Jack Swagger!
I know that power. No, you don't know nada. I don't know how you can't see.
Times have changed. I'm now a senior citizen. But I'm a senior citizen, but Shane's in his prime.
Yeah, this is the victory scene. I got this.
My tag team division is full, but I hear that TNA is hiring.
Work.
I wanna walk with Elias. Why? I'll give you the gist. You're a stupid idiot, and you just I got you, right? You thought you were gonna be able to... I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. You just made the list!
I got this.
Welcome to sleeperWire Kofi Mania. I'm Adam, the Grand Poobah, and with me here today are my two WWE wrestling experts. Hailing from Connecticut, we have Joseph the Fugitive Cruisin'. How's it going, Joe?
Good. I'm in Massachusetts, but that's all right. No one's counting.
Shit. I knew that. All right.
Boston's in Connecticut. It's okay.
And my other WWA expert, the Florida man himself, Mr. Showtime George. How you doing, George?
Man, that's a hell of an intro. I need to get that more often.
Well, I'm glad you guys are here, man. We all watched Wrestlemania. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. So let me tell you and break down a little bit of what we're going to do. I want to start off the show proving to anybody listening what experts you guys are. So I was thinking that we would do some trivia and then move into kind of NXT pre-show, then the main card, and then the main event, and then kind of talk about like the best of WrestleMania and where it's going to go.
So let's do it.
All right.
Get it on.
All right. Awesome. So let's start with some trivia in a segment I like to call...
Oh, you didn't know?
All right, so let me tell you the way that this segment is going to go. Before we even start, what I want to do is I want to hear your best Charlotte Flair woo.
Wow. Okay.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it, George. Let's hear your best Charlotte Flair woo.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wasn't prepared for this, but I'll give it a go. Woo!
Oh, that's so good. All right, Joe.
Woo!
Awesome. So here's the way this trivia is going to work out. I want to know which one of you is the Shawn Michaels of this podcast and which one of you is the Marty Jannetty of this podcast. So, all right, so what we're going to do is we are going to play a clip, and when you guys know who it is, I want to hear your best Charlotte Flair woo during the clip, and then at the end of the clip, I'm going to ask you who it is, and if you know the answer, you get 1 point. If you don't know the answer, you lose a point.
Let's do it.
All right, so let me give you
go.
an example. So here's the example. As soon as you know, let's hear a woo.
WrestleMania 30, right here in the Silverdome. I can't believe I'm the special host here for WrestleMania. I'm sorry, it is the Superdome, brothers. There you go.
Who is that, George?
That'd be Hulk Hogan.
Awesome. So, the way it's going to go is they're going to start off easy, and they're going to get harder as it goes along. So, are you ready? Here we go.
Yep.
For succotash, son.
Woo!
Yeah, I know. That was not easy to say.
Who is it?
That's Roman Reigns punk ass.
My so-called brother here, he's got donkey dungs for brains.
Awesome. That is correct. Roman Reigns. All right, the next one. I love it. I'm amused. So, here's number 2. You guys ready?
Yep.
To vote for these beautiful young ladies, you have to vote
Woo!
Who is it, Joe?
The Miz.
Ah, good.
Dial 86946. Pretend to do her name.
God, it just doesn't sound anything like him.
It was really young, and he wasn't in character. It was like the NXT Diva search.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, see, I didn't watch any of that shit.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Here is number 3. That's a hint, though.
I'm here to set the record straight today. I want to tell everybody in WCW I was brought here as a boy from France to be educated in the...
Who is it?
It's technically Triple H. What was it before?
It was, you know what his name? It was Terra Rising, Triple H.
I didn't think it was a WCW. I thought it was as he was coming into WWF.
Yeah, I would never have gotten. If you play anybody from WCW, I'm not probably going to get them.
Oh, I won't get any WCWs either. I'm just a huge Triple H fanatic, so I've seen that promo a bunch of times. If he plays some Bret Hart or something, I'm going to be screwed.
This is probably my favorite.
Oh, God.
Hey, man, it's not El Toro, it's El Torito. Why does he do this all the time? We're supposed to be one take, guys. You know, just cut this, just roll it back and everything, and start it all over. No. Guys, we're live, big man. We can't stop. You gotta go.
I think it's Heath Slater.
Oh, yes, it is Heath Slater.
Yeah, I don't recognize the segment. I just recognize his country ass voice.
George, man,
I'm gonna get one of these. I promise.
If he hadn't have said El Torito, I don't think I would have gotten it. But I was like, who Country Bumpkin was even knew El Torito? And I was like, oh, Heath Slater, I guess.
I'm gonna get maybe one of these.
I did really bad the last couple years in the quiz, so I'm happy.
All right, next one. Here you go.
And after it's all said and done, you're going to be taking splinters out of your fat asses all night long. Fat asses. The only one chance you have.
Who is it?
Yeah, I know.
That's not the Big Boss Man, is it?
No, it's close though.
You have no chance, but you had a chance, is so you can run lickety split.
Oh, I know who it is.
Fat asses.
Who is it?
Scott Steiner.
Good job. That's your point. You got it.
Well, I guess I kind of broke even on that one because I got it wrong, then I got it right.
But this one here, this one's famous.
But you know and I know that you're only half the man that I am.
Woo!
Who got that first?
Sid Vicious.
Sid Vicious.
Psycho Sid.
And I have half the brain that you do.
That's right. That's right. All right.
I was just watching that scene last night, and that Sid mask Kevin Nash was wearing was weird as hell.
2 more. Here we go.
Another man who's been waiting anxiously with anticipation. His name is...
Who is it?
I gotta, I know who it is. His name is Mike. Ah, shit, he's the sports guy that was the announcer and general manager.
I know who it is.
Who is it, George?
Mike Adamle?
That is right.
Yeah, Adamle. I was like, I wooed. I was like, oh, I know who this is. And I was like, wait, what the fuck was that dude's name? I was like, shit.
Jeff Harvey.
I knew who it was, though. Hardy.
Jeff Harvey. Jeff Hardy.
All right. Last one. This one's for 100 points. Here we go.
And if you lose, we will ban you from the Summerfest.
You'll be banned from SummerSlam is what you're saying.
SummerSlam.
Who is it?
Again. Ah, God damn it. What the fuck is his name? God damn it. Oh, Jeremy Piven.
Yes, yeah. Jeremy Piven. Joseph.
I was going to say, I recognize John Cena in there.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Jesus. I was like, what the fuck is this guy's name? I thought everybody hated him so much for that, and I thought it was awesome.
Well, I gotta say, Joseph wins 106 points to 2 points. Good job, Joe.
And of course, if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you!
All right, guys, let's talk about WrestleMania, man. Let's start it off by talking a little bit about TakeOver, though. What did you guys think of NXT TakeOver real quick?
As always, TakeOver was spot on. They don't waste any minutes. They don't have any wasted matches. It all has a point. This is what we're here for, and it's great.
Yeah, NXT is the best product WWE puts out currently. It's by far and away was the highlight of the weekend for me was NXT TakeOver.
Nice.
Even when I'm like, I don't really think this is going to be a great TakeOver. I'm not really that interested in what's going on. Everything's good. When you get through, you're like, oh yeah, that was good. That was good. Even when you say a TakeOver was bad, it's still an A+ pay-per-view.
Yep.
Yeah, I like Adam Cole, even though I have to say Bay after every time I say his name. And let's jump into the pre-show. I totally missed the beginning of the pre-show. So my pre-show started with the women's match. What was the first match?
It was the Buddy and Tony Nese.
Tony Nese and Buddy Murphy.
Yeah.
How did that go?
It was good. It was good. It was a good match. It wasn't. I hate having these manias on the open roof. It's really hard to hear everybody. Like I wanted to hear the roof get blown off the place when Kofi won and all that, but like people were still filing in there in this match, and it kind of just was like watching two people wrestle outside. It was a good match, and I was really happy to see Tony Nese win. We won in front of his hometown, but it was really weird where it's like it's bright daylight and there's a lot of people walking around, a lot of empty seats.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of them having title matches on the pre-card. I get that, you can't have all your title matches on the main card, and 35 matches yesterday or something ridiculous like that. And the only way you're going to get...
And, there's something that they did during that match that I hate so bad. It's bad enough on TV for Mondays and Tuesdays when right in the middle of a title match, they go to commercial. The minute you go to commercial, I don't care. It's on their network, on their show, and they right in the middle of the match cut an ad for the women's main event match. It's like I'm already here. I'm already here watching the show. Like, why are you showing me a commercial? And once they did that, I didn't even really care about the match anymore.
Yeah, at that point, if you're watching the pre-show and you're not vested into the women's match later on that evening,
the pre-show was 2 hours and only had 3 matches. It was all one big ad. What are you taking a commercial break in the middle of a title match for? You already showed me you didn't care about the match, and I don't either now.
All right, so let's talk about the women's match. Everybody was out there for this women's match, right? Like everybody, right?
Everybody that wasn't in the main event, pretty much it. No, Eva Marie was not there. She's fired long ago.
Really? I saw somebody with super red hair that was there.
There was probably somebody with super red hair, but Eva Marie doesn't work there anymore.
Yeah, you're still dreaming, Adam.
I'm hoping. I'm wishing. Well, you know what they did miss, though? They missed Kairi Sane and Asuka. Kairi Sane and Asuka could have had a moment right there. That would have been great, and they missed it.
I've never seen a group of people so disinterested in being at WrestleMania in my life. I feel like there was a bunch of disgruntled girls over the way the SmackDown division was just ripped off a little bit. I just feel like they're just kind of like, meh, whatever. Ember Moon looked like she was really feeling it, and I thought she was going to win. And the Riot Squad, there was like a cool thing, the Riot Squad. The biggest pop in a whole women's battle royal was for Dana Brooke. I don't know why or where that came from. I was happy to hear it because I like Dana, but it was really weird. Like the fans went crazy for her, throwing the entire Riot Squad out, and then she just unceremoniously went out real quick right after that. And was like, all right. I don't even remember who won. Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, it was Carmella. I was hoping Ruby Riott won because I thought she was the best person in the Women's Royal Rumble, and I was hoping they'd let her win to keep her character looking pretty strong. But I mean, I would have been happy with Sarah Logan.
I was surprised when I thought it was Sarah Logan for a second. I was like, holy crap, they're going to give this to Sarah Logan? How cool. And then you saw Carmella get up in the back, and I was like, no, fine, that's cool.
Yeah, I was fine. Right, that's fine. Carmella can win, right? Who doesn't like Carmella?
And my gripe about these battle royals, and it'll probably lead right into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, is they don't do anything for the winners of these battle royals. So there's no significance in them whatsoever. You look at the past winners of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, they've really gone on to have mediocre careers. They've no major push at all. You had Matt Hardy, Mojo Rawley, The Big Show, Cesaro, and Baron Corbin have all won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and nothing ever became of it. It's like they don't get a push. It doesn't give them an automatic entry into the Royal Rumble, which I think it should at minimum do that. I mean, there's no incentive other than you won this trophy and that's it. I mean, in my opinion, it's stupid. They could use those battle royals to advance, lesser known wrestlers to bring them up a little bit. Like somebody, okay, well, this is the person we're gonna try to give a push to. Let's have them go over in the battle royal and use that battle royal as momentum to give them their push. But they don't ever do that.
269-1. That means out of his last 270 matches, Kurt Hawkins has lost 269 of them, and he won yesterday.
Oh, man, I was so happy. That should have been on the main card. That was one of the matches I would have kept in the show. It didn't get... I loved it. I've been waiting for those guys to get something. It sucks that it was at the Fate of the Revival, but I liked it.
Yeah, it was okay. I don't know. I hate to see them win the titles just to have that moment to where we know within a week or two the titles are not going to be on them.
That could happen because I feel like they're going to get into a good feud here probably. I don't know what that's going to do for either one of them, but yeah, you're probably right. It'll probably be like Zack Ryder's Intercontinental title run.
Yep. They gave it to him just for his longevity with the company, and I don't think that they're going to hold him very long. And to take him off the Revival at that point, a couple guys, are with the company. They're one of the best tag teams you've got that are a pure tag team, and it just to me that didn't make sense. What
if in the next couple weeks they unify the tag titles? Will it make it okay? Will it make it better for you?
So if they're going to unify the tag titles, I feel like they should unify all the titles.
What do you mean? Like the NXT tag titles too?
With the NXT tag titles, yes, I would unify the SmackDown and the Raw Heavyweight Championship. Just unify. If you're getting into the business where you're going to unify the titles, where you've got one women's
because that's the thing is they're clearly not going to do another women's tag titles, and it's kind of stupid to have 3 tag team champions in the same division. So I was thinking when they came out with the tag titles, it's like the women's tag titles are just going to be on every show. I was like, I'll bet you pretty soon that's the way our tag titles are too.
Yeah, and it makes sense to do it that way. The tag team division is not. I mean, it's a deep division, but you can only tell so many storylines with the same 5 or 6 teams that you have on each show.
Right.
They unified the women's championships, or not? Yeah, the WWE women's championships. They've unified those.
I kind of hope that doesn't stick. I hope she's like. I hope that doesn't turn into one belt that she's defending. There's way too many women to be scrappling over one title. Too many women are going to be doing nothing except those battle royals forever.
I think the reason why Kurt Hawkins won was because Dash is getting fired for whooping the dog shit out of that guy who tackled Brett. That's what I think.
Not at all.
He may get in some legal trouble with that, as we discussed, but I don't think he's going to get fired for that. The WWE would be out of their mind to fire the guy for defending Bret Hart. I'm sorry, that's just...
I don't know if you call punching somebody in the face while they're handcuffed defending somebody.
He was getting kicked in the back. Like people were even after Dash knocked him out and he was lying on the ground, they were dragging him. There was like one guy in the back just booting him in his ass. Like that's what happens. That's what happens.
Right, because somebody tackled Bret Hart at the Hall of Fame ceremony. All right,
that guy's an idiot.
Wait. We got to move on. Let's move on to the Jobbers Battle Royal. I mean the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. All right. So what did you guys think of Heath Slater just breaking his face on the VR machine and the best outfits maybe in the whole show? With the Saturday Night Live guys?
Those are my best outfits. I must have been doing something. I missed the Heath Slater thing.
Yeah, I didn't see that on Heath Slater as well. I must have missed it.
Did you see the part where Strowman nearly killed Ali with the suplex?
Yes.
Yes.
And then the Saturday Night Live guys bring out their therapist? Who is that guy?
I don't know. That is just some B actor.
I mean, that right there tells you all you need to know about what WWE really thinks about the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. They're going to stop the match to bring in some B-rated wrestler actor to play the role of a therapist just to get his ass whipped by Braun Strowman. I mean, come on. I already ranted about the Battle Royals, and Braun Strowman was already over. Would we think anything less of him if he didn't win this Battle Royal? Absolutely not. It was a perfect opportunity for them to give somebody who maybe they just called up from NXT a push. You could have pushed EC3. You've been pushing Mustafa Ali. You want to, try to help push him along a little bit, put him over as the winner of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. There were so many options that they could have done, and yet they give it to the most over guy in the Battle Royal, who doesn't need it to be over.
All right. All right. Well, then, here we are. We're done with the pre-show, and we are on to the main show. I'm super excited. It's been 2 hours now. I'm sitting in a bar. I've had a few drinks. I'm hanging out with a bunch of smelly other wrestling fans. We're all ready to go, man. And WrestleMania starts with Shakespeare and rapping and Hulk Hogan. And I was like, damn. What did you guys think of that beginning?
I was just happy to see Alexa Bliss. Anytime she's on my TV, I'm happy.
Yeah, it was whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. So I think they were testing the waters with Hogan because next year the WrestleMania is in Tampa, which is Hogan's hometown.
He's been back out a couple times already now, and I just think they should have kept him away from Kofi's night, but whatever.
Why do people go crazy when you mention the stadium that they're in? Like Hogan goes, MetLife Stadium, and they go nuts. It's like one of the biggest pops of the night. And I'm wondering, what are you cheering for? Are you cheering for this hunk of concrete that you're all sitting in? Like, why is that?
You've just been trained to do that over the years. Someone says where they're at, you're like, yeah, that's us, we're here. You gotta sell it your life. You can't be like, right here at MetLife, and everyone's like, yeah, we know, dickhead.
Yeah, it's just a cheap pop. That's all it is.
Paul Heyman comes out and says, if we're not going on last, we're going on first, and then we're out of here, which is probably true. And maybe one of the biggest chance crowd pops of the night was when Seth Rollins came out and burn it down, right? That everybody said that at the same time. What did you guys think?
Even then, though, it was everyone in that building, even if you weren't a Seth Rollins fan, you chant that, you say that shit. And it wasn't as loud as it should have been because of that open roof. That big
I was going to say, we don't really know how loud it was because the roof was open. So you didn't get the echo. You couldn't blow the roof off. It was already off. I think them doing it outside, as mentioned earlier, is a disservice.
Yeah, it was old. Yeah, it's getting old. It's cool, like, every couple of years, like, every, 10 years to see them in daytime, and you're like, oh, shit, this is crazy. But I'm sure it felt nice in that cool air, but...
What did you think of the match?
It was fine.
Yeah. We all knew who was going to win that match. There was no surprise. It was a good match. It was extremely brutal. Brock literally beat the snot out of Seth before the bell even rang, which I liked. I did like that. And then the low blow by Seth and I like the fact it took 3 curb stomps to put Brock away. It just wasn't one and done. I like the fact that they had to do it multiple times.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of, I don't know. I like Brock and Seth, but I was like, at no point during the build-up to this was I like, I can't wait to see Seth beat Brock. I was like, oh yeah, Seth will probably beat Brock. We'll be done with that every couple months champion finally. But yeah, I wasn't really invested.
Yeah, I mean, I think I read something earlier. This is only the second time in the last 2.5 years that Brock Lesnar has lost.
Do you think we see Brock Lesnar again? Are we done with Brock Lesnar?
No, he'll come back.
Yeah, he'll be back.
He'll be away for 6 months, 8 months, something like that, and then he'll come back to a huge pop, and we'll all be glad that he's back.
He's got a shit ton of money. I don't think it's like he's going to be looking to come back, but at some point, Vince is going to want to play with his toy again.
Yeah, he brings Brock back strictly for ratings and to sell tickets, and that's exactly what Brock does.
Seth wins. The crowd cheers. Goes back with the title, spins it over his head. And next we have the new Vidal Sassoon model AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. What did you guys think of perfect hair AJ and giant CG snakes Randy Orton?
Yo, let me just take a little rant here for a second.
Floor is yours.
Fucking hate these goddamn 3D graphics. They look so awful. I don't know what they're not replacing pyro. It doesn't add anything to the crowd or the experience of the crowd. I don't know why they're doing it. I think it's super cheesy and looks stupid as shit. That being said, Randy Orton and AJ put on a great match. I just don't think it needed to be on this card. This is one of the matches I would have taken off.
Well, so I don't know if I'd have taken it off. I'm glad to see AJ Styles finally get a chance to, have a WrestleMania moment. He's been very good for very long. It's a shame it took him this long to go from TNA to WWE. So for him personally, I'm glad that he finally got, on the WrestleMania card and got to experience that.
This wasn't his first WrestleMania?
Maybe it was his first. I thought it was. Maybe it was his first WrestleMania win.
He defended the championship against Shinsuke Nakamura last year and beat him. And before that, he had one before that too. I think.
Okay,
I don't know who he fought.
No, so I must have missed that. I thought that this was his first WrestleMania.
Nah, I just kind of seemed that way the way Randy was talking to him, like he was just finally making it to the show. But I'm pretty sure this is at least his third Mania. And I think 2 of them he was fighting for the title.
Yeah, I think the first one was against John Cena. I wrote this down. Michael Cole said, this match could headline any pay-per-view.
Any pay-per-view. It shouldn't have been on this one. It was just too much already on the card. It was just like, we can't not have AJ and Randy Orton. It's like, but you didn't build anything for Randy or AJ. Like,
yeah, there was definitely no build. Seemed like it was thrown together in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So would you want to
have Randy and AJ?
Would you want to see this match again?
Yeah.
I would if they put it on. What's the next?
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that on Money in the Bank. I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch. I would like to see him give the match the time it deserves.
All right.
Give him 25 minutes to go out there and actually put on a show.
All right. AJ Styles wins the match by Pele kicking Orton off the top rope and then eventually pinning him. And at that point, we welcome back the remnants of the Diva era with Lacey Evans for no reason whatsoever. And then she goes away. And then we have the next big match, which is maybe one of the bigger pops. We have Ricochet, and then Aleister Black comes out looking like he killed a rhino. Then the Usos and the Bars come out, and we start the Battle Royal. What did you guys think of this?
This is another one I would have just taken off the show. I liked all the members, and even the winner was good. There was, again, nothing wrong with the match. I thought it was good. It was just like, let's just throw all these guys on WrestleMania with no build-up. This match wasn't even made until last week with Stephanie or with Alexa Bliss just randomly coming out and punishing them, assumably for the McMahons. There was no build. I didn't care about it. I thought Alistair and Ricochet were going to win. They didn't. I was fine with who won, but I just was like, why is this here just taking up a whole lot of time?
Yeah, the whole punishment angle made no sense. But you're literally putting them on the WrestleMania card, and it's not even the pre-show; it's the main card. So that in itself is not a punishment. So yeah, it made no sense. It was just thrown together. It was one of those things where they said we have all these talents. We need to get them on the card. I didn't even really think about that. I didn't even think about what you just said. It's like, yeah, you guys are in a lot of trouble. You didn't do what Vince wanted, so guess what? You're going to WrestleMania. I didn't even think about that. That's not a punishment at all. No, it's really not. Now, I could see if they had already announced the match and it was on the main card, and they came out and said, you know what, we're going to put you on the pre-show. Okay.
Or if they only had one opponent and then they added the other two teams. But it was just like, it was weird. That's my only problem. It was just like 7 hours, and a lot of it was like, you probably could have just not had that there. It didn't really need to be there. No one was like, I bet if they put a 4-way tag match, I'm definitely going to Mania.
Yeah, I mean, there were some entertaining spots in the match. Like you said, the match was good. I loved the whole Cesaro and Ricochet just spinning in the middle of the ring.
Dude, and Sheamus was
forever.
And Sheamus was pulling those forearms on everybody, and he did it to Aleister Black for so long. Me and my buddy were watching. We were like, hey, all right, relax. Like, yo.
That swing was awesome.
I mean, it had some good spots, but it didn't have to be on the card. It's one of those matches you could have done without.
All right, so Usos win, and then we get to the Hall of Fame, where Triple H is running around without a care in the world, even though his career's up for line, like 30 minutes.
I didn't think about that either. It's kind of like Triple H DX and Triple H COO is like, it's like they're different characters. If he puts the suit on or the leather jacket, it's like he's a completely different person.
It's true.
I did notice one thing was super fucking funny. They're like, it seemed like they were trying to rush through that part. And they came out and DX ran around and was like telling everyone to suck it. And they were like clearly like, all right, let's get in the middle, get this picture and wrap this up. And X-Pac was just living it up over in the corner telling fans to suck it. And Triple H was like, come on, dude. And eventually he was like, Sean, let's go. Come on, we got to get the fuck out of here. And X-Pac came over and was like, sorry, man, I was just in my shit.
I was entertained when they showed Stevie Ray and Booker T. Like, you could literally see Booker T telling Stevie Ray the whole entire time, come up here. No, come up here. No, come up here. Come closer. Stand here. Okay, now let's back up. Like, he had to walk them through everything. Like, you guys didn't rehearse this not one time?
No, they didn't. They definitely didn't.
They were just counting on Booker to rein him in.
All right. So past the Hall of Fame, we've got Shane McMahon. He comes out. He conducts his own entrance. And you know what I realized about the Shane McMahon match? That at WrestleMania, it doesn't matter how far you put the foreign announce tables, they're going to get destroyed. Like, you can put them at the end of the arena, and you're going to destroy those foreign announce tables. What did you guys think of this match?
I thought great. It was phenomenal. For me, it was probably one of the top 3 matches of the night. I think that highly of that match.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Everybody, like, the roles there were clear roles, good guy and bad guy, whereas in some of them it was just like, I don't really care. It was like, you knew who you wanted to win, you knew who needed to lose. Everybody did a good job. I felt bad for him that camera angle caught the fall, and you could so easily tell it was a stuntman crash pad down there. I felt a little bad for him for that, because other than that, everything was really good. But, man, that was a good match. I thought it was a lot of fun. Shane was sweating his fucking ass off.
Yeah, I love the fact that The Miz actually looked like he was enraged after Shane McMahon whipped his dad's ass.
He was a believable good guy. I can't believe I was even saying it, but he was a total believable babyface.
Yep. Like, you could actually believe that he was literally beating the snot out of Shane all throughout the crowd, all through the international announce tables. And then when he gave him that bump, and I think he was supposed to land on the golf cart, and Shane bounced off the roof and then slammed to the ground.
I
don't
forgot
think
about that.
I don't think that was planned. I think they were supposed to land on the roof of the golf cart, and Shane just flopped right off the top of the roof to the ground. I'm like, oh, that.
I think you're right because he hit hard. He bounced off that golf cart and went down on that concrete hard. I was like, oh Jesus.
Yeah. So and then like I said, that suplex, even though you're right, they caught the crash pad, and that was, that's got nothing to do with Shane and those two guys willing to take that bump from that height. Oh, nothing but respect. It was the perfect way to end that match.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good. All right, so we're at a high now, so we have to come down to a low. Next, we've got the Iconics versus other people in the Boston Hug connection.
I didn't think that was the low part. Honestly, I thought that actually people have been wanting. I think putting Bayley and Sasha as the first tag champs was good because you want them to be memorable and you wanted to give that first thing to like these girls that have been like building this women's division up. But
you want to give the belts credibility right off the start, and
they're
those
not
two
a great
gave the
team.
belts credibility.
They're not a great team though. I don't know what it is. I love both of them so much. They're just not a great tag team, and people have been wanting to see the Iconics get it. And I think a lot of people thought they were trying to go for that, give all the Four Horsemen title. I don't think anyone's expecting them to lose, so I like that. The only thing I didn't like about this match is another problem I had with the other tag match. I hate that four corners, four-way tag where anyone can tag in. It doesn't make any sense why you would ever tag your own team out or in. I hate that format. So that ruins that match for me a little bit. But I thought everybody did a good job. I thought Nia and Tamina looked amazing. Beth Phoenix is a smoke show. She looks so good. I can't believe she's had fucking two babies. She looks like She-Hulk.
Yeah, Beth looked phenomenal. I think the right team won. I mean, they weren't going to give the titles to Beth and Natalya. If they were going to take them off Boston Hug, I think the Iconics were the right ones to get it. I don't think it was going to be Nia and Tamina.
No.
I have a hard time seeing those two with the tag titles.
Nia and Tamina?
Yes.
Tamina's knees are fried. I feel like everything they're doing for her right now is just respect. Like, you've been here a really long time and you haven't gotten to do anything. Like, let's give her as much as she can before this knee is done for good.
Yeah, she labors so much throughout the matches. She can barely walk.
Oh yeah, it's awful. It's not fun to watch.
So, the match that should have been the main event, in my opinion, Kofi Mania, comes next. What did you guys think of Black Jesus versus White Jesus?
This was to me, this was the reason I was there. I've never been more invested in a storyline or wanting someone to win the title so much, probably ever. That moment was as feel good as seeing Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit hugging with their championships. That's like one of the most feel good moments I've ever witnessed at WrestleMania. That was the whole show to me, which kind of ruined the rest of the event because after this, it felt like a whole new pay-per-view started. I literally felt like I watched two WrestleMania stacked on top of each other because I was so tired and exhausted, and I was like, all right, that was it. And I was like, oh wait, there's still 9 more matches? Holy shit.
Yeah, like when that match ended and Kofi got the pin, I literally said, oh my God, it happened. Because I was rooting for Kofi. I wanted, like you said, I was so vested into that match that I wanted him to win. And there were times during the match I didn't think that they were actually going to put Kofi over.
Yeah. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was worth it. It was amazing. I'm glad the New Day didn't turn on him. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was perfect.
That was the match of the night. That match stole the show.
Stole the show. I mean, Xavier Woods, either he's the best actor ever or those were real tears.
It was amazing.
Yeah, that was great. And at this point, I was like, great, we're going to need some levity. And they go to the back, and Samoa Joe's music hits. And he goes out and kills Mysterio dressed as Mysterio.
This was another one. Take this shit right off the card. It was a waste of time, and it ruined the momentum of the show.
Yeah, it was a squash match.
Listen, they knew Rey was hurt, and they were wondering if Rey was going to be able to be in the match at all. I had 16 matches. Scrap it. Just scrap it. You've scrapped matches at WrestleMania before. Why? Just because Samoa Joe had to get there? I don't know.
All right. So after this, we've got the Chosen One versus the Chosen One, and neither of them seem pretty.
Scrap that shit.
What did you think of Drew versus Roman?
Look, they both look amazing. They're both superstars. Get that shit off my WrestleMania.
Yeah, that felt like a Raw. Match. I thought
garbage.
You could have done without it. And it doesn't help. It doesn't help Roman's case at all that the crowd still finds him boring.
That was when I started falling asleep.
I bet you that's when a lot of little kids fell asleep too. Did you see all those little kids in the stadium? I thought, oh man, their poor parents. They're gonna be carrying those little kids home.
Oh yeah, waiting for the train.
Yeah, you could have done without the Roman Reigns Drew McIntyre match. The show was so fucking long that's another one of the matches. It could have gone on another card. Listen, it could have gone on Monday night as the main event. It did not need to be on the WrestleMania card itself. And to be honest, I think the wrong person won.
Yeah, that too. I didn't even think about that. I was so ready for it to be scrapped. But yeah, when he won, I was like, what was the point of this?
Yeah,
what was this for?
Listen, you got Reigns coming back from leukemia, quote unquote, and you're pushing Drew McIntyre as this, just overall badass big guy. Roman Reigns didn't need the victory. It would not have hurt our perception of him or anything had he lost. So give it to the guy who needed the win. I think McIntyre losing hurts McIntyre more than Roman Reigns winning. He didn't need the win.
It was sort of like last night. They decided they were going to give the fans WrestleMania. They were going to give WrestleMania a bunch of victories and titles to people the fans just wanted to give this moment. And then they got to the end of that card they had set up, and Vince was like, but all my favorite toys are still in this box. They need a spot. And then he just started making matches. And it was like, why? Why is it here?
Why is Elias playing with himself for 5 minutes of WrestleMania?
I don't know, but it was dope.
I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, that could stay on the card. That was WrestleMania worthy. That shit was awesome.
And Thugonomics?
Yeah, that was awesome too. I don't know where it came from, and I don't know why there's a bunch of people online raving about how John Cena turned heel, because he certainly didn't. But it was cool. They brought out this old thing. First of all, Elias killed it, and then John came out and killed it. It was super entertaining, and then it was over. I loved it. That can stay. In my WrestleMania reboot, that can stay.
Yep, same here. The reason why they say John Cena turned heel is he said,
I know.
heel like the rest. Yeah, he's not turning heel.
I know. That wasn't a real heel turn.
No, that boat has sailed. He will never turn heel. They should have done it 5 years ago, and they could have made a boatload of money when he turned face again. But yeah,
there was a small moment where it seemed like John was going through a midlife crisis, but it was still cool.
Yep. No, the Thugonomics, I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
It was great.
All right, so we have that. John Cena leaves and collects his check, and next we have to avenge the fallen Batista versus Triple H as he trips on his way into the ring. That was probably the loudest laugh in the bar that I was in watching when he did that. And as we were watching it, I think the best line of the night was Shawn Michaels saying, "That's why you shouldn't get pierced."
I had a really good line of the night, and I didn't write it down. I forgot what it was.
My line of the night was, I shared it last night with Michael Cole. When he said about Dash Wilder, he's a tough guy. He's not somebody you want to get in a fight with.
But back to the match. Batista Triple H was awesome. I had a
It was
really
good.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like when he ripped out the nose ring, you could actually believe he actually ripped out a nose ring. I mean, that was great.
There was some magic done.
Face.
There was some magic done because Batista was bleeding. They set something up, and whatever he did, I'm sure it didn't feel good, but he definitely didn't rip his nostril out.
Of course not.
No.
But he was bleeding, and he did do something. I wonder if he just put a stud with a little back in it, and then Triple H just pulled the back through his nose so that it would cut him a little bit. That was some good wrestling magic.
Yeah, it was fun.
That match was really good. I was surprised. You could tell about halfway through the Batista was gassed.
I mean, he's 50 years old.
Yeah, there was 99 years between the two of them in that match.
I couldn't believe it when I found out he was 50 a couple months ago. I was like, get the fuck out of here. What?
It was like finding out Samuel L. Jackson's 70.
Yeah. Wait, he is not, really?
That's
crazy.
Yeah, he is.
That's crazy.
So Triple H is now 3-0 in career matches and still has one of the highest WrestleMania losses. So awesome. Good on you, Triple H. I mean, that was actually, I feel like he saw the crowd's level kind of go down, you know? I mean, the entire crowd was kind of dead at that point. I mean, we had the Roman Reigns, and they were tired. And he kind of brought him, I mean, realistically, that match kind of brought some energy back. Much needed.
Yeah, they did. It was a good match. It was a great match. Just on the wrong spot.
I love the fact that they brought Flair into it to help Triple H go over. That was very fitting, being the way the match got started. I just wish Flair would have been a little bit more involved and would have cost Batista the match, like holding his leg down so he couldn't kick out, or just something small that. Listen, Flair's in his 70s, so he's not going to do much these days. But even something as simple as just grabbing his foot and holding it so he can't kick out, or something like that would I thought would have been better. But yeah, I like the fact that they paid homage to Flair and brought him in for this match.
Yeah, that was good. It was a good fight. The whole thing was good. I liked every bit of it. I thought there was one time where Triple H ran across those tables. How many effing tables were over there? It seemed like he ran for a half a football field. I was like, how many tables are stacked up here?
He was doing the 40-yard dash.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's like he clearly ran across 3 tables and then speared him through another one. I was like, what is going on with the announce table?
All right, so Triple H goes over, and then we have Angle and Corbin, and I didn't understand. Cena was there. He was there. Why was that? Why wasn't it Angle versus Cena? Why didn't that happen?
I don't know why this match was happening. I scrap that shit. That is not in my WrestleMania.
No,
I barely even want to give it. And then Baron Corbin won.
Yeah, it's garbage.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Baron Corbin has never done anything for any of the people he's feuded for. Nobody has ever gotten anything from being in a feud with Baron Corbin.
I like Baron Corbin.
I don't dislike him either. I actually don't dislike him, but nothing comes from his feuds.
I think he's thoroughly unlikable.
For anyone.
I think he's so unlikable.
Doesn't do anything.
I wish he still had the long, balding hair because then I could say he reminds me of Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
I think it's funny that when he shaved his head, he decided he had to completely change his character completely. He was like an Aleister Black character before, and now he's corporate Kane without any reputation. It's like, what the fuck is this guy?
He must be so much different backstage to still have a job.
Yeah, it's weird because when he was in the NXT and everything, they used to say he's a lot like his character. He didn't ever want to talk to anybody. He was just stayed on his own and just did his own thing. I think he used to be a football player, am I right?
I thought he was a boxer or something like that.
Maybe I did hear that too. He was a Golden Gloves boxer. I think I could kind of hear Michael Cole saying that last night. But regardless, he just doesn't. It's not that he's bad or that he's not any good in the ring or he doesn't have a character. but I just don't give a shit about any feud he's in. Not one feud that he's been in. I haven't cared about the one with him and Kurt, with him and Jinder, with him and Finn. I can't think of one person that was moved forward or propelled to a better position because they had a feud with Baron Corbin.
Okay, so circling back a little bit, it's hard to believe this, but he was an offensive lineman for the Colts and the Cardinals.
Yeah. I knew
like,
he was a football player.
He was an offensive lineman. You look at him, you wouldn't think offensive lineman. And he was also a 3-time Golden Gloves champion.
All right. So, Corbin goes over, but Angle actually finishes it off with "You suck." And then we have half demon Lashley versus full demon Balor. What did you guys think of this match?
This should have been the only thing in between Kofi and Becky.
I think you could have got away with the Triple H Batista match between them.
That would have been too much hype. The Triple H Batista, I feel like, should have gone on either before Kofi or before whatever happened before Kofi. I think it should have been Elias, John Cena right before Kofi, and Triple H Batista before that. I really think Kofi should have been closer to the top because that's what a lot of people were there for. And we would still have been riding that wave of awesomeness through the Demon Finn win and into the Becky, Charlotte, Ronda.
Let's jump into Becky and Charlotte. We don't need to spend time on Demon.
Yeah, I think we can spend this enough time as we needed.
So let's talk about Charlotte's awesome entrance.
It was kind of weird. That was not the entrance of the night. You're talking about the little helicopter thing? It was kind of cool if the helicopter had come into the arena and dropped her off. But it was just weird that it was here's Charlotte. Now we're going to wait for Charlotte to make it from the end of the parking lot to here for the other girl.
All right. Well, Joan Jett played for Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey came out, right?
Yep.
And then Becky Lynch came out. And then they proceeded to beat the crap out of each other for 15 minutes. No doubt about it. But all I'm hearing online on Twitter is this match was botched. The ending was botched. It was a botch fest.
The ending was a little botchy. And then there was only one other time I can remember any sort of botchness going on. The only problem was it seemed like they were trying to fix it in the moment. And so then that botch just went on for a little longer. It was when Ronda was supposed to have the both of them in that armbar over the top rope. Becky wasn't in it, and she was just you could tell she was just kind of trying to stand there and be in it, and it just kind of went. I don't know. It wasn't that bad. I thought it was a good match. I don't think it was better than Kofi Daniel Bryan, but it was a good match.
Yeah, no, I agree. I read earlier that Ronda Rousey broke her hand in this match, so I'm wondering how much that affected her throughout the match.
Right, that definitely could have been what affected that last maneuver, but it just sucked because the way they decided to finish it was actually super, super cool. But Ronda certainly was not pinned, and so nobody thought that was the end.
Yeah, that was the thing. Nobody thought it was the end, but that's not a bad way to end it, right? It progresses storylines.
That was a great way to end it. I can see what they were thinking, flipping her out of Ronda's finisher into that. I can't think of the name right now, but that pin, totally a great idea. And the way Ronda, the way Becky reacted and the way she celebrated, it was great. I loved it. I saw that her shoulders weren't down, just all 80,000.
It'll lead into tonight where now Ronda Rousey can come out and say, "You didn't beat me."
Right.
Now, I also heard that the last train out of Met Stadium was leaving at 12:40, and it was 12:25 when they ended it, so they wanted to give all the people time to make it to the train.
That you weren't giving that many people enough time to make the train.
Yeah.
15 minutes to empty the stadium? Listen, there could have been a fucking bomb in that building. They weren't emptying the stadium in 15 minutes. It's just not happening.
All right. Well, let's get to some of the awards for the best of WrestleMania. right? This is where we talk about the best match. What was the best match, guys?
Kofi, Daniel Bryan. If
Yeah,
you take it with the whole package of the build-up, the finish, the celebration, and everything, that's the best.
Yeah, Kofi Daniel Bryan for me as well. That was really WrestleMania for me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what about the worst match?
Corbin.
I'm going to go Samoa Joe and Rey Mysterio.
Corbin Angle. At least Samoa Joe and Rey Mysterio ended in like a minute.
Yeah,
I think the women's battle royal.
I think they're both bad, but I'm going to go with the squash match.
You can't give the worst match to the...
I mean, the women's tag team.
Oh, you thought that was the worst match? I didn't think that. That definitely wasn't the worst match.
Yeah, I disagree.
All right, what about the best entrance? Who had the best entrance?
It was weird. I actually like Batista's better than Triple H's. I didn't really love Triple H's this year. I thought it was kind of one of his weaker ones.
I'm going to go John Cena had the best entrance.
Oh, that was pretty dope. Yeah.
Because the one thing I loved about it is as it was playing with the Babe Ruth backstory and all that, like, I had no idea what that was talking about, where it was going, who it was for. I mean, you were literally left in the dark. And then once John Cena came out as Dr. Thugonomics, and you realized it was a throwback to his earlier days, I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
I thought Drew McIntyre had the best entrance.
I think he has one of the best. You know what's after? I'd almost say Aleister Black had the best entrance, but he just has regularly the best entrance. He has probably one of the best themes WWE has ever had, and I just think his entrance is so cool. But it's always that good. So I'll give it to John Cena.
All right, what about and I think we're all going to agree on this, what about the best WrestleMania moment?
Kofi!
Yeah, it's by far Kofi.
By far and away, Kofi. What about a worst intro?
Was that the entrance?
Yeah.
Can I go with the women's battle royal? Because like only one or two actually got entrances.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean. Was it like Naomi and Asuka and that was it?
Yeah, like you have 2 hours of filler for the pre-show, and you're so busy in the pre-show that you can only give 2 of the women entrances. Come on.
And that's true too, because usually sometimes you'll hear entrances going on in the background, like and it wasn't even that. It was just you just saw them all file out and get in the ring. They didn't care about.
We're all getting ready to, and they did the same thing with the men's battle royal. Like we're all getting ready to fight each other, but before that, let's all walk down to the ring together
and hang out in the ring while we wait for Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
And Michael Che, what's his face, got him. Those worst intros.
Speaking of Michael J, man, let's talk about best dressed. Come on, you're wearing an OBJ Browns jersey to a New York stadium. That was pretty awesome.
That's cheap heat.
Yeah, that's just cheap heat is all it is. Listen, Alexa Bliss.
Was what? Best dressed? Alexa Bliss?
Oh, yeah.
Alexa Bliss was looking pretty good. Somebody came out and had like, I might give Aleister Black best dressed. I thought his jacket was cool as shit.
Rhino. All right. What about worst dressed? Who had the absolute
Baron
worst?
Corbin. I don't hate Baron Corbin. I know it seems like I do, but he disgusted me this entire pay-per-view.
I'm going Rey Mysterio. I don't know what the hell he was
wearing.
wearing.
What? Rey looked cool.
Dude!
Trojan. Yeah, Rey looked cool.
That was Mysterio from Spider-Man, from the new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, no, I wasn't digging that at all.
I tell you, the worst dressed, in my opinion, was Byron Saxton and whatever the hell he was wearing. That
Hey, that suit was pimping.
No, yes, it was. It looked like a cheap pimp.
That suit was pimping. That's nice. That's silver. He's always just nice.
Can I change my best dress?
Sure.
I gotta give Pat McAfee some love with the suit and the shorts. That was phenomenal.
Did you see Shawn Michaels with his tie around his t-shirt? All right, line of the week for certain is when Triple H put on those goddamn. Did you guys see the Hall of Fame?
No.
Oh my God! I just gotta talk about this. This was the absolute funniest damn thing. DX's entire speech was hilarious, but at one point they were kind of poking fun at Hillbilly Jim a little bit, and Road Dogg said that he had a few things to say, and he put it out this huge stack. It was like this giant book of like notes that he wanted to read through. It was just like poking fun at how long like Hillbilly Jim went, and they even said Hillbilly Jim's name, and they said, "Oh, let's all put on our readers," because they're all like making fun of how old they were. So they all bust out like these little reading glasses, right? And they put them on. And Triple H puts on these huge googly eyes, and they're super cross-eyed. And he goes, "Oh, Sean, I think I got yours." And the place erupted in laughter. He was making fun of Sean's like cross-eye. It was the funniest. I couldn't believe when he said it. My belly hurt. I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, my line of the night, I have two of them, and I can't pick between the two. The one was, like I said earlier, Michael Cole talking about you don't want to fight with Dash Wilder. He's as tough as they come. I thought that was fantastic. And then, I mean, you could pick any line from John Cena's Dr. Thuganomics.
Yeah.
When he said, "Your face is like my nuts, but you got a bigger bush," I almost fell out of my chair.
And he called him a Shih Tzu.
Yeah, it was good. John Cena was killed it. That was definitely man-worthy.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so this is where we come to the end of the show. What was your final thoughts of WrestleMania 35?
I think I had the same final thought as everybody. Too long. And that's not what you should go away thinking. You should be thinking about Kofi. You should be thinking about Becky. Even if you're just mad about the non-pin, you think Ronda got screwed. You shouldn't be thinking about, God damn, that was too long.
Yeah, it's way too long. I 100% agrees with that. You don't need a 7.5 hour
anything. I don't need to see anything for 7 hours.
No, it was way too long. And then you think about it. You know, you had NXT Friday night, Hall of Fame Saturday night, WrestleMania Sunday night, Monday Night Raw Monday night, SmackDown Live Tuesday night. So that 5 days, you're investing a lot of your time into WWE, and to force yourself to sit there and watch 7.5 hours of WrestleMania. Come on.
You think we're gonna get a rematch of the Triple Threat tonight, or just Ronda versus Becky?
I don't think we'll get Ronda versus Becky. I think we'll end up with Charlotte versus Ronda.
Well,
with
Becky,
the winner,
Becky's
the winner
gonna be there tonight.
Yeah, the winner will face Becky at Money in the Bank.
I just because sometimes when they have like a botched finish like that, the next night that'll be what main events the show. Like, do it again. Vince just go up there and do it again and get a good finish.
No, I think Ronda will come out. She'll challenge Becky. Charlotte will come out and challenge Becky, and those two will fight to face Becky because they both have legitimate gripes that Becky didn't pin either one of them.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I was kind of hoping Asuka was going to come out and take Charlotte out of the match.
That would have been nice. That was the one thing that we didn't get with this WrestleMania. There was like really no shocking surprises.
Yeah, John Cena was the biggest surprise.
John Cena, and I mean, unless you want to count Hulk as a surprise, but there was nothing really that like surprised you.
The big surprise this year was that the people we wanted to win won.
Yeah,
that was the surprise we got.
That is very true because they definitely teased it all the way up, and it would have been a huge disappointment had the people we wanted to win not gone over. Except
I'm not gonna lie,
Kurt Angle.
When Kurt and Zach had their tag titles, Seth had his championship, and Kofi had his. I was like, oh, Becky's gonna lose. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, they built this 9-hour event for us to be upset that Becky didn't win. I was like, oh, really? Then she won. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, it was a solid card, just way too long. They could have cut out about 2 hours worth of that show and I don't think you would have had anybody complaining at all.
I'm gonna say this. I shouldn't, because this guy I know harps on this all the time, and if he hears that I gave him props, he's gonna be super pissed. But if you go back through and look at how much time was spent in the wrestling ring versus how long everyone was there, it's not good.
No, it's really not.
It's not good.
Like I said, they could have cut 2 hours of the show.
I think the amount of
anybody complaining.
I think the amount of in-ring time is just a little over 2 hours.
Yeah, they could have made that a 4-hour WrestleMania.
Yeah,
either that, or if you're going to run it 7 hours, 7.5 hours, whatever it was, give your performers more time in the ring. Give them the opportunity to tell a story in the ring. It just
short matches. I like short matches, but not at the pay-per-view. Short matches should be for like Raws and surprises. Like I don't mind it every now and then, like a Daniel Bryan 18-second knockout victory or something like that. But just to have like a bunch of matches not last more than 10 minutes is weird.
Yeah, exactly. I 100% agree.
All right, guys. Well, that brings us to the end of today's show. George and Joe, thank you so much for joining us, man. Thank you so much for joining me on today's show. I love shows that have no consequences, so I love doing these WrestleMania shows. And if you guys want to learn more about SleeperWire and what SleeperWire does, we are a 5-day-a-week fantasy football podcast during the season. These are our off-season shows. We are 100% devoted to charity. So if you guys find that you want to support a charity that gives 100% to the cause, go ahead and check out sleeperwire.com. If you want to learn more about George and what George is doing, George has so much going on. George?
Well, I'm with Break from the Grind, as you know, Adam. It's a podcast I do with a friend of mine. Every year we raise money for Toys for Tots. Last year we raised a little over $5,500 for our local Toys for Tots chapter. Our goal this year is to double it. We've also filed for nonprofit status. I'm just waiting to get approval from the state of Florida. And we will also be an official nonprofit organization as well. If you want to learn more about that, you can go to www.breakfromthegrind.com, or you could find me on Twitter at BFTGPod. I'm also on the Sleeper app at BFTGEO.
All right. And Joe, any final parting words? Can anybody find you? Where can they look for you?
You can follow just me at Joseph Cruising on Twitter, or if you want to follow me and my daughter's adventures in women's wrestling, you can follow us at the new WWF.
Awesome. I love it. All right, guys, for Joe and George, this is Adam saying, it's Kofi Mania!
Woo! Kofi!
We're out.
Just shit my britches on SmackDown. Please retweet. Something the WWE then made him take down, even though it's obviously the best tweet ever written. Seriously, you try and think of a better tweet right now. Have you got one? Does it say shit my britches, please retweet? Then it's not better, is it? Stand down.